Good morning. Today we're going to talk about AMR's physical agility program and the essential job tasks for EMTs and paramedics. It's basically 4 essential job tasks. It involves taking a patient on a scoop or a backboard from the ground to a mid-position gurney, that gurney from mid to high rolling position so they can load it in the ambulance, then sit picking a patient out of a wheelchair from a high to a low position, and then last but not least is taking a patient up and down stairs with what they call a sit pick or a Georgia Street. So without further ado, we're going to walk through this and I'll show you each component of it. The first thing you do is take the applicant through with an on-weighted or a warm-up weight. We start at a warm-up weight, which is 40 pounds. First thing we do is take a patient on a scoop or a backboard from the ground to a mid-position gurney. Once they're on the mid-position gurney, the gurney needs to be in high rolling position, straight up to 40 inches, back down. Have the applicant move it back to the floor to reset. Third task is a sit-pick transfer of a patient out of a wheelchair. Come around to the tall platform. Pretend they're reaching under a patient for a sit-pick transfer. Take it to the mid-position gurney and unload. Last, or the fourth skill, last but not least, is you take your patient to the stairs and up and down stairs 4 times. And then reset to the tall platform. We've now completed the warm-up of evaluation. During this evaluation, it's important to look for any gait changes, any knee guarding, ankle guarding, and lifting habits, and coach them in lifting habits. If you see that they're not bending their knees, if they're not keeping their back straight, coach them through it as you do. So they've gone through the warm-up set of the 4 essential tasks. Now they're going to go through at actual patient weight. It's important to mention that this test is based on a 200-pound patient, which is the 80th percentile average for the Western United States, meaning that 8 out of 10 of the patients that they deal with during a normal workday will be 200 pounds or less. So we start them at the foot end of that patient, or the light end of the patient, which is about 90 pounds. So if you have 40 on the scoop, add 2 more 25-pound plates. They're at the foot end of a 200-pound patient. They're going to go through the same 4 sequences. Ground to mid-position gurney, mid to high rolling position, back down, back to the floor. To reset, come over to your lifting platform, add 50 pounds onto that as well. They're going to sit pick transfer the patient from high to gurney. And last but not least, something they all love in pre-hospital care is a good set of stairs. Up and down 4 times. Ta-da! Now we'll go for the head end, or the heavy end of the patient. So the heavy end, or the head end of the patient, it's 120 pounds. So you add another 25. So you've got 110, 4 25s, and a 5 now. We're going to take this from ground to mid-position gurney. Cut that sucker off, because I'm not lifting this bad boy. Give me a handle. And then from mid-position to high rolling position, back down. Good. So we move the patient from ground to mid-position gurney, 120 pounds, head end weight. Now, and they've gone up to high rolling position once. Now you add a 25 to that and explain that this is the head end of a 200-pound patient on a gurney. You just added the weight of a Stryker gurney, the head of a Stryker gurney, and have them go straight up high rolling again and back down. Then you can start stripping the weights off and moving them over to the lifting platform for the sit pick transfer. 4 plates, cherry on tops, 120 pounds for sit pick transfer high to low. Move the scoop back to the ground to get it out of the way, and then have them sit pick transfer. This is the head end of a 200-pound patient from high to low. And then last but not least, they take the 125 pounds and go up and down the stairs 4 times. Typically when they're done with the test, I'll go ahead and strip the weights down and have it ready for the next round of individuals that come through. And that's it. So again, 4 essential job tasks: ground to gurney on a scooper or backboard to a mid-position gurney, mid-position to high rolling position, sit pick transfer patient from a wheelchair down to a mid-position gurney, and last but not least, up and down the stairs 4 times. We do the sequence 3 times in a row. 1 warm-up weight, 1 at 90 pounds, 1 at 120 pounds.